Welcome to Grimy Poplitics. I'm Josh.
I'm Errol.
And you have joined us for a special video. We're going to do some reaction videos.
Yes, sir.
What we got chosen out for on this video is 1980s commercials. So I've seen a lot of these because
I've seen none of them.
I was there. We're going to see what the hell we got. So thank you for joining us.
Sir, thank you. First reaction video. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, it's the first one. All right. Let me make sure the audio on the desktops. Oh, we're capture card. All right, go ahead, send it.
Here we go.
And whose channel is this? Dave's Archives. Thank you, Dave's Archives. We'll link it in the description where we got this video from.
Appreciate you. See what you got. This is a book commercial.
Looks like it. Oh, there was a lot of those in the 80s, dude. Dianetics, the Scientology thing. There was a commercial for that book from Ron L. Hubbard all the
religion
time.
Scientology?
Yeah, the religion Scientology. Yeah, they advertised it as a book.
I've got this delicious dilemma. I've always loved my Doritos tortilla chips. I just love them.
Hate that bag.
But now there's another Doritos I love too. Extra crispy Doritos. That same great Doritos taste, but different. So what makes extra crispy so extra crispy? Well, they start out thinner and then they're toasted to a crisp. So what's my delicious dilemma? Well, should I crunch or should I crisp?
Extra crispy
Crazy
Doritos tortilla chips. They're crisp.
That chip just more.
Throughout the universe, fast food places serve the same thing for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Dinner? Burger.
Oh. But not at Jack in the Box. We serve real dinners like tender ocean shrimp.
Lunch? Burger.
We have meal-sized salads, not just burgers.
Breakfast? Burger?
Jack in the Box has crescent breakfasts on a croissant. Serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and people come from all
That does
over.
not
They're here.
Oh, Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
There's no
It was a
comparison.
movie that came out in the 80s.
In
It was about aliens.
1975, he became Hollywood's biggest star.
Oh. What?
Jaws.
And in 1978, just when you thought
Yeah,
it was
okay.
safe,
I mean, you recognize the music.
resurfaced.
Now it's right.
This summer, for the first time,
Oh, the 3D
Jaws
one.
will not stop at
That
the
was
edge of
such
the
a
screen.
bomb, dude. It bombed so hard.
Really?
Yeah, it was
No one went to
3D
see
Jaws.
it?
They went to see it, but it was terrible.
Why was it terrible?
It was 3D Jaws, and we're talking 3D in the 80s.
So they didn't have the glasses?
They had the glasses, the red and blue.
It just didn't pop.
It was just stupid.
The all-new Jaws.
Remember, like,
3D,
even though media and
rated
stuff
PG.
back in the day was like dumber, the people weren't.
Right.
Like, we were just as smart as in the 1600s as we are today.
So it looks stupid then.
It looks.
Right.
Throughout the Bay Area.
Fuck. Watch the
latest
third
movies in
Halloween
town?
movie.
Who has the biggest selection? Who has the best prices? The answer is Home Video with 9 Bay Area stores. And because
This is just
we
like
want you
a
to be our movie
local
customer,
home video
we're offering money
commercial.
saving
It used to be
deals
cool
on
when I was a
brand
kid.
name
The
video
only time you get to
recorders
go
and video
around and look at all
So
the
shop
new
Home
technology
Video
that was
with
happening.
the largest inventory
Actually
of
touch it and
movies
play with it.
money-saving deals on video equipment. Head for Home now. San Francisco has 2 locations. Home Video in the East Bay in Hayward, Oakland, and Berkeley. On the peninsula in San Carlos, Woodside, and Palo Alto.
You play Monopoly? Then you know me. Well, now you can win 100,000 real dollars in the Pepsi-Cola Monopoly game. Go directly to bottles of Pepsi-Cola products marked Go. Collect caps that complete a Monopoly color group like and Park Place. And you can win up to $1,000. And get a chance to win $100,000. Win real money in the Pepsi-Cola Monopoly game.
Discover crisp. Crisp as you've never known it.
New Crisp Fix is crispy times 2.
Never liked them.
One side holds the crunch of corn.
Why would you show it like that?
New Crisp Fix is crispy times 2.
Never liked them.
Okay, maybe people weren't as smart in the 80s as we are now, because that is so unappealing.
Crisp big cereal could only come
You know what's inside your cereal? Shit that looks like broccoli.
Right.
Delicious.
Dry grain.
Fucking breakfast broccoli.
Bird food.
All right, we got a trailer probably.
Friday on the Dukes of Hazzard.
We need all the help we can get.
A
I
friend
might
steals his
remember
retirement
this.
fund.
Maybe. I definitely know the
Boys
Dukes of Hazzard.
sneak it back into the vault before the bank goes crazy.
Cousin, this is going to be a lot easier than we thought.
Or is it?
Look, you boys are in a mess of trouble.
The
One of
Dukes
those guys
Hazzard,
played the
followed by
father in
Dallas and Pop and
Smallville.
Chris,
Yeah.
Friday night.
51 of the most beautiful women in America, all hoping to be Miss USA. Join Bob Barker, Joan Van Ark, Larry Gatlin, and the Gatlin Brothers Band. Who'll win Thursday?
The pageant's so white.
Some luscious vanilla ice cream, another cookie, and lots of pure chocolate chips. And you have Chipwich.
My granddad used to love those.
Okay, so one of the problems we definitely experienced in the 80s was a lack of fonts. And so there's some of these really dumb fonts.
They do kind of all look the same.
It's just,
the original Chipwich ice
dude, we
cream
were busy. There's a lot of cocaine going around.
Trying to make it to the moon.
I mean, you had to work harder so you could earn more money, so you could buy more cocaine, so you could work harder, so you could earn more money, so you could...
Yep, same old steak.
Nah, I'm good. Let's do it.
Had their air. And that's about the way things stayed. Until
that's what you do. You do notice all the actors are so much older back then. Everybody they put on TV were old as shit.
But they weren't.
They looked old as shit.
Have you ever seen Seinfeld? I've watched George Costanza.
George?
He was the short, bald guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, when that show started, he was like 30.
He looks about 30. He don't look 30 to you? Dude, he missed like all of this.
He looks older than 30 to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like 40s.
Bro, you're 33. You look way from now. Granted, you're black, and you're gonna look young until you're like 70, and then you're just gonna be fucking distinguished. It pisses me off. I'm falling apart. And this motherfucker's getting better looking as he gets fucking older.
Everybody's back then looked older, younger.
Yes.
And now
25 used to look old. And,
so
and it's not just like me looking back being like, those kids look young. No, everybody's like, the kids look fucking young now. And they are. They're probably better health, you know.
Right.
Engaged. They're more engaged now. Like the kids now, like baby girl, at her age now, she is so socially like adapt to the digital world, the current world, tracking memes and shit.
Right.
Bro, I was trading micro machines, and that was my whole day. Little bitty cars. Yeah. That's what we were doing.
Right. Because it wasn't out then. Yeah.
So the kids now are internally aging quicker, but externally aging slower. I don't know why that's happening, but it's definitely happening.
Like you said, better food, better.
Hold my crush. Looks good.
Like how much sugar is in that shit?
As much as they could get in it.
Orange crushes inside. Your eyes get bigger.
They were trying to kill you.
Wider till those all natural flavors. Deep inside your crush is so
wow, I just got hit by a pole.
you can't keep
That hasn't happened in years.
Hey,
2016 was the last poll I was involved in. I just got a text about a poll. I'm clicking a fucking link.
America's
born in
kids.
the afternoon, for the record.
Toothpaste is doing more to help them fight cavities than Crest.
Okay, these suck.
For over a generation,
Listen, I grew up in the 80s.
prevent more kids' cavities.
There's some
than
gold
all
in their hills. They just ain't. This isn't it.
So when it comes to fighting cavities, aren't your kids worth Crest?
It just seems like they didn't have a whole lot to work with.
Where were your folks in the 80s?
Fresh ground
I
cinnamon.
can't tell you.
It
What do
makes
you mean
a
where?
delicious
Like
difference in my
geographically.
I miss the sauce.
In the 80s,
The right
my mother
ingredients
was
are
probably in
so
Chicago.
important
My
in good
father was probably in
cooking.
Detroit.
That's why Folgers is good cooking. It has that just
My
right
side of the family,
delicious
my mother's side of the family is
ingredients.
Chicago
Mountain
based.
grown
Dad
coffee.
definitely fully
Richest
experienced the
kind.
80s.
Right. He was a lot older.
And he was in
Delicious.
Detroit.
Now that's mountain grown
Oh, you
coffee.
said that? What was going on in
Folgers
Motor
Detroit?
is
City was banging.
Oh, God.
Dude, GM, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, they were all pumping cars out of Detroit. Everybody had piles of money. It was before the downfall, yeah.
Before the downfall, so it wasn't 8 Mile era.
It was before that.
You want your mother?
Remember 8 Mile happened in like 2005 or something like that?
Oh, okay.
You're talking about the 80s.
I'm thinking that happened.
Combination of medicines to neutralize excess
I was young when it came out. Everybody seemed old
to
to
your
me.
aching head.
Right.
Seltzer, big relief.
Eminem's 3 years older than I am.
It was noon when Claire's mom discovered shiny dishes without towel drying.
Beautiful shine. I didn't even towel dry. What a joy. But what about spots? With Lemon
Wait.
Fresh Joy, dishes dry practically
Lemon
spot-free.
Joy?
Fact is, other leading brands can dry leaving spots.
Was that
Joy's
like...
unique anti-spotting formula
like,
lets dishes
man,
dry
maybe I'm part
practically
of the problem.
spot-free.
Down to the shine.
Like,
Gorgeous.
that was like,
Without a towel.
that's like as close to not
Discover
black as you can
lemon fresh
get.
joy for a beautiful shine
What
without
do
a towel.
you mean?
Back it up.
Bannon Sportswear bag.
Down to the shine.
This?
No, just the actresses.
Oh, the actresses.
Joy's unique.
I'm not sure that second one ain't in blackface.
What a joy.
Oh, yeah,
What
no, she
about
got
Spa?
definitely a
Lemon
lot
fresh
of makeup
joy,
packed
dishes
in
dry
there.
practically
You know what I'm saying? You
fast.
feel me now?
Other leading
Yeah, I
brands
feel
can
you. I
try
can't.
leaving
I
spots.
don't know.
That's what I'm
Joy's
saying.
unique anti-spotting formula.
I'm saying that's like as far away from black as you
Down to
can
the
get,
shine.
but still be like, hey, look.
Without
Right.
a towel.
I'm sorry, that
Discover
just
I'm
the
not
whole
totally
thing
sure that
looked
they're not
suspect.
black.
It all looked suspect.
Yeah.
Dude, they had the skin tone, but none of the features.
But almost the hair. Almost.
The easiest thing to replicate was almost right.
It's like an
Sorry.
invisible layer
I mean,
of
I don't give a
protection
shit.
against wetness between you
noticed.
and your clothes. No leading spray can keep you as dry.
Ban. Is ban even exist anymore? It's a deodorant. This is a deodorant commercial.
You and your
I've never
clothes
heard
can
An
depend on it.
antiperspirant deodorant.
I've never heard of it.
Compose a masterpiece with help from your nearby Lucky Deli. Delight in Lucky's
This
impressive
was,
deli
I remember a
selection.
Schnucks commercial at
Delicious
Christmas
imported
that
and
used those
domestic
same
meats and
hands.
cheeses,
So
each
this
striking
is
just
some
the right
sort that the
note in
hands
a
must have been
symphony
some
of
sort of
flavors.
package that was available
Lucky
in the
has
80s.
scores of delectable deli foods
I
to
think
win
Kroger or
applause
Schnucks
the
use
next
the
time you
same
want to
thing.
be creative.
What? Not streaming, we're filming a video. Or, all right, I'll let you.
It's the special things we do, especially for you. We Safeway.
Roy Ottolini knows buying produce for
really kept my thing
Safeway
like
is
this.
no desk job.
We go directly to the growers to bring your family the best selection of quality fruits and
I don't know,
vegetables.
some of these commercials
Sun-ripened
look so
and rushed to our
uninteresting.
stores. Safeway for farm fresh produce.
It's the
Depend on
most
us.
bland. The most bland commercials I've ever seen.
It was like, dude, this is like at the beginning of Reagan's term. So like there was a major clamp down on like different types of like, I don't know, just the like homeliness of everything, where everything just kind of got like a little bit scaled down, and but it like had an 80s coat of fucking hair gel on it. It was, that's what you're seeing now. This isn't full blown 80s.
But
The
it mean,
80s,
like, not explicit.
the 80s started in 85, 86, probably around the time the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles hit the scene. Believe it or not, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles probably had a large influence on like the way the 80s were perceived, and then the tempo for the 90s.
Why you say that? Why?
Because like the way the turtles behave, like Michelangelo, he was like a surfer dude from California. That became really popular. Lots of color. Do you remember? Like you weren't even alive. I remember when purple became a thing.
It's my favorite color.
I remember when it became a thing.
It wasn't a thing before.
Dude, it's unexplainable. I'm gonna try anyways, and I'm sure there's probably a fucking documentary out there somewhere. But no shit, like purple wasn't a thing until like the Charlotte Hornets.
I remember them blue and purple.
It was like a teal and purple, and teal and purple is like the color of the 90s.
Yes, they were like. It reminds me of cups for some fucking reason.
Something happened
like,
in textiles that made it to where suddenly teal and purple were available, like they almost weren't before, which makes sense because colors like magenta don't exist. It's not a real thing.
You will have to show me what magenta is.
It's like a light purple.
You said it don't exist?
It doesn't
really,
really,
like in the world?
It doesn't exist in reality. It's a trick of waves of light. You take the closest you can get to infrared and the closest you can get to ultraviolet, and you average those out, and that's magenta.
Okay. That's
radio, light, color, it's all just...
Okay.
Don't let the good taste...
Oh, that's a good choice. So why wasn't it a thing?
We're still doing purple. I like it. Okay, so like it just wasn't, dude. It like maybe it was available, but like we're watching these commercials. You seen anything purple? But
I do remember like in the early 90s, like almost every show had like purple and teal. the commercials. It was really the major
and Taco
colors.
Bell.
Taco Bell.
And Taco Bell. It just became more like right now, like the idea of you going to like Lowe's and being like, hey, I'd really like you to give me this orange. I don't know. Oh man, the camera's bad. I'd really like you to give me this tangerine. And they're going to do it. They're going to scan it and they're going to give you this fucking color. Like exactly. It's not always been like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's not always been like that. First off, pigment technology has come an incredibly long way from where it used to be. The ability to have pigments of any color that you want is very like we've discussed, blue doesn't exist in nature. It's always a trick. So yeah, no, purple, something came along and made purple and teal more available. And I'm talking, bro, everybody's Trapper Keeper had fucking purple on. You know what a fucking Trapper Keeper is, do you? Like backpacks all had it. Everybody had a jacket that was either purple or teal, and it was weird. It came out of fucking nowhere.
Like they discovered the color.
Yeah, it was like I said, there must have been some big discovery or something in textiles that allowed them to. Textiles specifically is going to cover material science kind of deal. That made that color suddenly available, and so now everything was being done in it. And the first ones to really it was like, dude, everyone in the world had a Charlotte Hornets cap. It's unexplainable, and nobody understands fucking why. But everyone in the world had like a fucking Charlotte Hornets either hat or I had one. I had a Colorado Rockies hat too. Have no fucking idea why.
Purple and teal, I bet.
Probably, but that was the thing. Like, it just happened, and there wasn't an internet to tell us we were all doing it, so we didn't know everybody was doing it. But literally, everybody did the exact same fucking thing. It's fucking
everybody
bizarre.
Didn't notice everybody having the same color.
Let's as Grimy Poplitics, I propose that we start watching these commercials and different media from the 80s and 90s as like almost like a fucking how did this happen, because like it's fucking bizarre to me too, and I'm telling you what'll end up happening is we will watch these things and suddenly purple and teal will become a thing. And it'll be in the graphics, it'll be on the stuff people are wearing. It's fucking weird. It was weird and nobody can explain it. Maybe someone has again, maybe someone has, I don't fucking know.
Go look it out. Go check it out.
For me?
Oh, doing shots of scope first thing in the morning.
Fresh breath that lasts. And
We
you
didn't
get it
have
all from me.
No, it's
Don't let the good taste.
and by the way, we didn't have fake alcohol back in the day for the mouthwash. So.
The movers are here. I'm still packing. I have
That's
a headache
why.
and I can't find the
That's why
aspirin.
they told us
Take my
back when I was in
Plain
school,
aspirin's
don't drink
smart,
it.
but it can upset your stomach.
What?
That's why they was telling us back in school when I was doing the truck and stuff. Now you can't bring mouthwash.
Right. Yeah, they're not stupid.
Right, but like that was then. They still got that rule. That's funny.
Well, yeah, because
who was getting drunk off of mouthwash?
Well, first off, because of that smell that mouthwash puts off, you can create an alcohol that smells exactly like that. As a matter of fact, there's some off the shelf that already do. Some of these mint drinks, peppermint
So
drinks.
they would use that to be like, no, I ain't drunk. I just mouthwash.
In addition, fucking, you can get drunk off old mouthwash. So
it's crazy work.
Do not do that now. You will die.
Look, some stomachs can be delicate, like this crystal, and plain aspirin can upset them. Bufferin gives aspirin relief, plus special buffers that help protect against stomach upset. How do you feel now?
A lot smarter.
Now Bufferin capsules come in tamper-resistant cans. The bottle's protected inside.
That was how beers opened in the back
Denture
of the
wearers,
day.
here's Martha Ray with a special message.
Look at him smoking.
I work with lots of people who wear dentures and smoke, and I tell them all, try Super Strength Smoker's Polident. It's just for smokers. Watch. We'll take half this denture stained with tobacco. Ugly. Now, Smoker's Polident. It's the only super strength denture cleanser made to get tobacco stains super clean. See?
That's the only thing I did miss when I was smoking, being able to smoke indoors.
See?
Cigarettes don't
take
taste
it
the
from a
same
big
outside.
mouth. Smoker's Polident gets tough tobacco stains super clean.
Super clean.
Jesus, that's fucking weird.
Tender, loving, clean. Baby Fresh gets baby. Tender, loving, clean.
Mothers say Baby Fresh cleans baby better. It's thicker than the pop-up wipes, bigger than the other leading folded wipe. So each cushiony sheet has a right combination to get baby
I
really
wonder
clean.
where that person
and
is
a clean
right now.
baby is less likely to get
No,
diaper
the
baby.
baby.
Tender, loving, clean. Tender, loving, clean. Baby Fresh gets baby. Tender.
You could never do that today. That whole commercial could never happen today. I felt weird watching it.
Yeah, I felt a little weird. Like, oh, guys.
In 10 seconds? And do I know?
5 seconds. 2 seconds.
2 seconds? Yummy?
Meow, that's it. You win.
Any cat knows the word for great taste is meow. Meow Mix brand cat food has the 3 flavors cats love best. So only Meow Mix tastes so good, cats ask for it by name.
So I waited till the last second and then I sprang it on him.
It felt like today they don't feel like
the
this.
day I closed the Relco deal and the way those airport cheeseburgers went to work on my stomach. Then there was the mad dash for Gate 56. My career was at stake, and my temples were throbbing. Tums, Rolaids, or aspirin alone couldn't do it all. I needed big relief fast. Alka-Seltzer neutralizes the excess acid your stomach has churned out and speeds relief to your aching head. I got big relief.
Hotchkiss, we're watching.
Yeah, how much interesting these commercials are. Now you just put some color people and sad music in there, and you got a commercial. Like for real. Like they just try to tell a story.
Conditioners that go only where you need it. Shampoo that leaves your hair clean and rich, actually sensing where your hair is dry. The scientific wonders of Silkians. Shoes by Jordan. Hair by
This is like it came on at night.
Because you were meant for the finer
This is
things
probably
in life.
during prime time.
I drink milk because this takes muscle, and working muscles burn fuel. Milk gives me energy.
So this commercial would have been produced by the National Dairy Association or something like that, which is like basically the government funding advertising of dairy products and
I seen the documentary about that.
The cheese. That's part of it right there. You just saw it in action.
Had a chance to go on the road with my good buddy Waylon Jennings and his wife Jessie Coulter. You know, movies and television are great, but they don't pack the excitement of a live concert. You'll see what I mean.
You see how grainy this video is?
Yeah.
When you were young and you seen old videos, did you think that that's how the past used to look?
Okay, so yes. No, not how the past looked.
I did.
For a while when I was a kid, but I guess it's probably the first time in my life when I watched a media transition. So the first media transition I can really remember is when suddenly we could record movies that were coming in on the TV, like stuff that was on Saturday afternoon. Jeff had a VCR, and so we could record them. And it was a noticeable quality drop from the 480i, because it was interlaced, to the VHS 480i. It was like a noticeable. And I remember on nights when things were coming on that we were going to record, that we wanted to record this movie or a TV show, I can remember the half hour before it trying to get the rabbit ears exactly perfect, and like you'd have stuff taped up and hanging to the wall and ceiling and stuff, and there'd be an area where nobody was allowed to walk through because it would cause the signal to get all fuzzy and distorted and stuff. And then we record it onto VHS, and then we would be able to watch that back later. And I remember like watching the last episode of Star Trek The Next Generation and thinking, wow, this is amazing, I get to watch it. So I noticed the drop in stuff, and broadcast too. Like there's a noticeable difference in different broadcast qualities too. You're gonna see some of this stuff that's like, here's the thing, like there's a video from Wham, a Christmas song. I can't remember what it's called, but it was filmed in like the late 70s, and they took that film footage and remastered it, and now it's 4K, and it looks amazing. Because they used the old film, and the old film was filmed on like badass cameras.
Gotcha.
And so the film still exists, so they could go back to the original film and transfer that into 4K. And film is better than, to this day, old film is going to capture more detail than a digital camera still can. And you're like, how the fuck's that possible? Well, here's the deal: no matter how badass your chip is, you are taking a section of space, and you are converting that section of space to a value on a pixel on a chip. And so regardless of how fine that is, you're still taking an analog environment and converting it to digital. You're just getting a slice. I can equate it to like the way music works. So analog music's always going to sound better. A record player will always sound better than the best fucking digital system. How? Well, on a record player, the waves are solid. There's a solid audio signal coming the entire time. Music, when you download music and it says like it's at this bit rate, kilohertz or whatever, this bit rate, 96, 128, 186, 192, up and up and up from there. Those are digital slices of that audio signal, and how close those slices are together dictate what your
good the sound is.
How strong, how consistent that is. And so as your bit rate goes up, the audio gets better. But here's the thing: it will never be the original solid analog wave, which you can get off of a cassette and a record player. Everything after that, as soon as we introduce CDs into the equation, CDs are like 192 bits per second. Once we got into that, everything started being digital. And so now that's why in some places it's a big deal to have an analog recording studio.
So we've gotten worse.
No. The audio's good and it's decent, but go up and ask Lisa about when she first got Spotify, and it pissed her and Skip off. Because I would get in Skip's car in his Camaro, and he would have a badass audio system. He'd be like, all right, don't look at the radio. And his options were he could either run Spotify or YouTube or whatever to play a song. And he picked a Volbeat song, something I knew. And he was like, what's this song? I'm like, this is Spotify. How do you fucking know? Blah, blah, blah. I can hear it. I just know it's Spotify. Later on, Lisa upgraded the account to where we got the higher definition audio signal, and that's when I conceded. I didn't concede it sounded better. I conceded that's acceptable. Because before that, it was unacceptable. It sounded like it sounded like chimes. It sounded. I could hear the audio. I could hear the digital fragmentation of it and stuff. Yeah, dude. If you're in a room, take your favorite fucking song that you've heard 1,000 times, and then go into a room with a record player and good speakers, and use a record that was actually recorded analogically, and you'll hear the drumstick hitting the cymbal. Not the cymbal. You'll hear the drumstick hit the cymbal, and then the cymbal crash. Because the fidelity is just so incredibly high because you've lost nothing. Analog recording is truly lossless. Now, there are lossless codecs out there now for songs. Bands are re-releasing their albums as lossless, which has a really high bit rate, sometimes 400 or 500 bits per second, higher potentially.
Not the same.
Your slices are great. Those are good slices you got there.
Why we don't just go back to?
Because how you gonna store it? Haul it up out in the wild. How are you gonna listen to it in your pocket? It's got to be small and condensed. You can go back to cassettes, but there's a note. Cassettes have their own issues. You can hear a cassette.
So all those songs that those records you can buy at Walmart now. They started doing it a couple years ago.
Look at the back of them.
Would that be the same?
Look at the back of them, because here's the thing: if you go back and grab one, if you got Drake's latest fucking album, that's going to be digital. I promise they recorded it digital, unless they bragged about going to an analog studio to record it. They recorded it in a digital studio. It's just easier. That's what we got here. We got a digital recording studio because they're easy. And even the big, expensive, badass Neve consoles that are like $200,000 that Spectre Sound has, still fucking digital. You get that on an analog board like the one Dave Grohl's got out in California, and then record that and then put that on a record, that will be the most incredible thing you've ever heard. However, the stuff at Walmart, if you get one of those that is from the original masters, go look at Metallica. Go grab Metallica Master of Puppets. If it says it was fucking rendered from the original masters, that will be an analog to analog recording, and it'll be like they're in the fucking room with you. And you don't really get that with many other media. It has to be analog in nature to be able to do that. So there's a loss in digital. And so to wrap it back around to what we're doing here, same thing in a sense for video. So if they had a really badass film camera that was running at a really high rate, because they don't care what they're filming at, because they're going to edit it and do different things you could potentially have an incredible video on a reel that will beat the shit out of, if you render it properly, will beat the shit out of the most expensive red cameras and shit like that, because it's literally capturing photons and using those to alter a physical film media. at one frame, just one frame. Next.
How expensive are those?
What?
Those cameras.
I mean, now if you try to buy one, it'd be expensive because it's a very niche market. But I would imagine in the 80s. Well, my uncle had a camcorder when I was like 11. That would have been a 91.
Yeah.
And it was a VHS camcorder, and it did really well. And you could look at VHS as being a form of like an actual film cinematic camera, you know. But those reel-to-reel cameras weren't super expensive. My junior high had one. Granite City Junior High had an actual camera for the AV club.
Right.
So, but no, we knew it looked bad, but I never thought about it as looking at the past, except when I was really young. I thought the colors in the past were more muted. But check this out.
Yes.
Here's the thing.
That's what I'm
Hold
saying.
on. Let me wrap that rack around a conversation we were just fucking having.
Right.
They said that. They're like, oh, no, it's always been colorful and beautiful and stuff. I'm like, y'all didn't have purple. Are you sure it was as vibrant as you remember it? Because like I think about the color fast colors that we have now that will stay fucking that color until the shirt disintegrates.
Right.
Didn't have that back in the day. Laundry detergent back in the day used to advertise not fading your fucking colors. Like, you may even remember just a hint of that as a kid.
Yeah.
They would say doesn't...
Like, I remember a hint of the antennas you were talking about.
Keeps your whites bright and your fucking colors colorful. Yeah, that was the thing, because color fast... It would
bled
leach out.
It bled out.
For instance, like, you now would take everything you fucking worn this week and throw it into one fucking
I've never
and not
worried about
care.
white getting
Have you ever had
red.
a pink sock?
No.
No.
And I used to hear that a lot, but it's never happened. I used to thought that was like a myth.
Textiles are fucking different now. So when people tell you it was just, no, it fucking wasn't. You didn't have the cool blues. You didn't have the cool purples. You didn't know what turquoise was. Magenta is something we didn't fucking develop until we started getting oscillators so we could figure out wave fucking lengths. So you definitely didn't have that. And also, colors weren't on a digital fucking scale. Like right now, Pentatone, fucking, they control colors. OSHA yellow, OSHA safety yellow is a Pentatone color. Like, you can go on their website. What is OSHA? It is Pentatone color this number. Like, they control like colors as far as that go, and then you have RGB for computers, and then different color spaces for different applications. Like Mac has its own one, and there's a couple different you get for Adobe and stuff like that if you don't want to pay the license to Pentatone, I think is what it's called. But yeah, like colors, they say it was, but it wasn't. But what you can take for sure, 100%, is when you're looking at people have always looked the same. White guys have always looked white, different tans. Black people have always looked like black people. So you can look at media and look at the people and get an idea of how off the cameras are. Because just like our cameras right now, you can look at me and, like, I'm not that color. It's something we have to do so it doesn't look like shit on your screen. But, like, white people look like white people. That's a no color. And the one thing you can always count on is back in media, red eye. Red eye on every single human being is the exact same color. If you have a camera that took a picture and it had that red eye in it, you can use that as a color gradient to get the picture back to true. Because you use your digital software on the red dot, on the red eye, and get it the exact color it's supposed to be, which we know.
Yeah.
It's the exact same color as blood. And so your red eye should be the exact same color as blood. And if you do that and everything moved together, you've just color corrected that image. And now blot out the red eye and you're good to go. So it
sounds like y'all figured it
that's
out.
That's a digital trace. Well, I only learned about that probably in the last 10 years about the red eye thing, but it's a digital trace. It's a footprint. We can track how our media behaved if you had red eye in any photos or videos. You can color gradient that and sharpen it up. And if it's good enough, it's a film, you should be able to get it really tight, because you could even, given to the right technicians, they could work on your blood vessels in your eye and get it perfect. Like perfect. So yeah, no, it looked like shit. We knew it, but the music sounded better than it does now.
Travel to Mr. Lucky's in Phoenix, Arizona,
He's
and the beautiful Red Rocks
80s.
Amphitheater outside of Denver, Colorado.
Somebody told me when I came to
Here's our demonetization.
He's right here.
Yeah, skip up through this. It's a Waylon Jennings. Aren't you glad you started skipping through that?
It's pretty damn long. Is this a commercial
I
or
don't know.
a show?
Here we go.
And where's that fresh smell?
Well, I just washed it. It didn't use Downy. There's a big difference without the softener.
Only Downy combines skin-loving softness with April freshness. Makes static cling almost disappear.
Tonight's the night.
Mom, it's softer. And smells good.
They sure notice when you use
It
Downy.
definitely sounds.
Look at that double
Eyes are
exposure. They double
April
exposed that
Fresh
film to
Downy.
get her on there.
Scope presents The Way It Was.
Mom, this mouthwash
Another
tastes
Scope
like
commercial.
medicine.
Christine, if it didn't, it wouldn't
Must have
work.
been making money
Christine
back
believed
then, huh?
it. Today she still
People
does.
just have bad
Hey,
breath.
Chris, if you're working out with Roger,
Again, all the
try Scope.
cocaine.
It's minty. Tastes good.
Then it doesn't work.
Oh, Scope works. Don't let the good taste fool you.
Cool. Tingly.
Fresh
She didn't
breath
spit
of
it out.
laugh, Thanks.
Waiting
Just
She
hanging
swallowed
around.
it.
Scope works. Don't let the good taste fool you.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, what a send-off.
You let your joy show in the things you do, so let our joy flow. Watch that shine come through, you'll see your
Wonder if they got parody rights on that. Surely they had to pay for the licensing for that melody.
Watch. Other leading brands can dry leaving dirty-looking spots. Only Joy's Lemon Fresh formula lets dishes dry clean.
I just wonder what that stuff is
down to
made
the
of.
shine.
What, like, without soap and everything that's showing here, without all the regulations and crap that they got today, what was that shit doing to you back then?
This wasn't that far back. There was still.
It seemed like half that shit would kill you.
Oh, the stuff that killed the shit that was killing people was the stuff we didn't expect. So we're talking like Teflons, pesticides. We came with some really good pesticides in the 80s. Turned out to soften up eggs for bald eagles and shit. Yeah, it was a scary time. We almost extincted that one. Whoops. But it was killing the bugs real good.
Right.
Yeah, so there was a couple times that, like, but it was always, like, fucking at one point, there was Alestro or something. There was, like, a fake...
What was Alestro?
There was these chips that came out, potato chips, that they were frying in this new fat-free oil.
Alestro sounds so familiar.
Hear me out. It's where... this term entered the zeitgeist, and it is anal leakage, because that's what started happening to people.
I feel childish, but what are you talking about? It entered the zeitgeist, like anal leakage, Celestro. It's like
the oil was causing it.
Oh, the oil was causing
people
anal
that were
leakage.
eating the chips would feel stuff coming out that you couldn't stop.
All right, though. Okay, so like
But the
it didn't
cocaine,
go through people.
but the cocaine and the music was amazing.
So like it didn't go through tests. Nobody tried them. None of that. They just was like, yeah, let's just do this and send it out to the. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm sure they tried it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like I said, it was the shit we didn't expect.
Dude, yeah.
It wasn't a suicide pact we were on. We was the 80s.
Y'all just got high and didn't give a fuck. That's what it
we had
sounds
survived the Cold War. You know, the Soviet Union was the Great Wall, the Berlin Wall was coming down.
You giving it to your soldiers?
Listen, man, it was before we figured out that it wasn't the fat making us fat; it was the sugar making us fat.
Right.
Like we know that now. Like we should have known it then. It's like, wait, hold on, you're eating fat and it's making you fat. Think about that for a minute. Your body's converting fat into fat.
Yeah.
That's a fucking step. Oh, you think the fat you have is actually like, if you examine it, it's like pig fat? No, it's your fat. You made it. The only way you can deposit fat is if your body makes it. It wasn't the fucking fat or the grease that was clogging our arteries, admittedly, but it was the fucking sugar.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Why is it that all the way up until like the 90s, maybe the 2000s, that people start really like
the best part, bro,
thinking about what the fuck they were doing?
The fucking sugar industry was so good at what they do. They were so good at hold on. They were so good at what they do. They convinced basically the entire food industry to create fat-free versions of stuff, which fat is delicious. And if you take out the fat, you got to replace it with something. Guess what they replaced it with? Sugar.
Yeah, because I remember something about that. Like, it was a huge campaign on how they were trying to make it seem like sugar should be a part of your diet.
Yeah.
That's crazy work.
That's an excellent strategy if you're fucking peddling sugar.
We were allowing company kill us for profit.
We used to be a real country.
Wow. That's crazy work.
They did. They convinced everybody that like they needed to go fat free and shit. And then diabetics started popping up out of the fucking woodwork.
No, capitalism, that's one of the downfalls.
It's gotta be the steaks.
The food pyramid.
Yeah.
I think that was
They've changed it, dude. That's changed so many times in my life.
Yeah, but like they changed it to fit their shit first.
Everybody's different.
Oh, no. They changed it to fit their shit first. To make their money first. Then it was like, my bad, my mistake.
In the movie Idiocracy, at one point they show how the food pyramid changed over time, and eventually their sports drink was every entry on the food pyramid. Brondo. It was top of the food pyramid, middle of it, bottom of it.
The sports drink?
The sports drink.
That's crazy.
I mean, is it though?
Can't trust no fucking body.
You know the movie Idiocracy? They fucking
I've never seen the whole thing.
The movie is about the future being idiots, just tons of idiots, and the director wanted the shoes to like be stupid. And he was like, "Hey, let's go with these shoes." And the costume designer's like, "Listen, what happens if a couple of years these things are popular? Is how are they going to be popular? They're plastic fucking shoes." And now they're known as Crocs.
It's ahead of his time.
No, it's not. It's just proving the fucking movie wasn't a fucking fiction. It wasn't a work of comedic fiction. It was a fucking warning.
Right. I mean, it's here. It's still not worse than what motherfuckers were doing in the 80s and 70s.
I mean, that's probably, there was some fucked up shit going on in the 80s. That's for certain.
Standing on plastic is not worse than kill you from the inside.
Your shirt is a fright. Then get Oxidol, and you won't get ashamed to show it.
Chemical.
If dingy whites embarrass you, you'll love Oxidol's tough cleaners and color-safe bleach. This sock was washed in a leading liquid.
Delicious.
This in Oxidol. The Oxidol sock is whiter.
Yay, show off your skirts. Hey, you're proud of your whites, 'cause with Oxidol, you won't get
For the record, I've never looked at one of my buddies and I'm like,
here comes Michael.
Sure,
His
it's
mother's
a
never
yellow.
tried
You
Charmin.
say you're proud of your whites.
It must have slipped into his little hands. Haven't you ever tried
It's a different time, man.
I know.
Oh, wait. That's the Charmin guy.
And cushiony.
And
squeezable.
gotcha. See? Just squeeze the Charmin, and I got you.
Charmin. The squeezing gets you. The softness keeps you.
Okay,
Not another
now you're
Waylon
in for a
Jennings
treat.
thing.
On to Red
Is it
Rocks,
another
where
one?
rumor has it some damn...
Is this the commercial?
They got hung. Oh, well,
You bought a lemon?
Close your eyes. What do you smell?
Something fresh.
Yeah.
Smells like lemon.
Yeah.
You bought a lemon tree?
You lose.
It's Cascade?
New lemon scent Cascade.
That's a new twist.
Just like regular Cascade. New
You don't
lemon scent
talk like
Cascade
that.
has sheeting
Even on
action that leaves
cocaine.
glasses virtually spotless.
Beautiful. You deserve a squeeze.
Regular Cascade
Because he brought home
and new
the
lemon scent
dishwashing
Cascade
detergent.
leave glasses virtually
Just make,
Back then, that's all it took.
make sure everybody's caught up
After
on that.
18 holes on a hot afternoon, you probably think I'd shower with a deodorant soap. Not a chance. I'm Keith Fergus, and I made a break from deodorant soaps. A clean break with Ivory. Look inside. Ivory's a basic, natural soap, and I like that. What I don't like are soaps that cover up clean with deodorant or heavy perfumes. I don't want that stuff all over me. With Ivory, I feel like there's nothing on me but clean. I can feel it. I can smell it. I call that an honest clean.
Make a clean
Honest
break with
clean.
Ivory. No
I'm
soap
just a
can
good
get you
old boy
clean.
hitting a ball.
A lion clean, I
What
guess.
she got and got a lot of lots of hair from Prel. Lots of fullness, lots of thickness, lots of hair from Prel.
He didn't get consent.
Goodbye, Lim.
Is it okay if I touch you?
And lots of that. Got lots of hair from Prel.
A little Prel leaves you looking like you've got lots of rich, lots of thick, lots of full.
Dish soap.
Get the hair that's got a lot of. Get lots of hair.
And it's probably a pour bottle. If you unscrew that, it's probably an open top that you actually pour out of.
Brings out the mother in all of us.
Listen, man, we were figuring out plastics. It was a weird time.
Flexible
toys were creepy.
It's soft.
The movies were creepier.
And it stays in place, even on a bending place. And Curad is the ouchless bandage. It sticks to the skin, not the sore. So the next time you have to
this
mother
old Jack
someone,
Frost little show they play around Christmas time that would creep me out every year.
Man, I wouldn't hurt a fly. But now I'm going to get out of line. I'm going to sign up for direct deposit, so I'll never have to stand in line with my government check again. With direct deposit, my money goes directly to my account automatically. That frees up my time for other things. Like my experiments.
Get direct deposit.
But this is when direct deposit became a thing.
Account.
The 80s.
Oh, come on.
It was available, but like your employer had to be a part of that. Like, and that didn't happen until like the 90s.
It was fairly new back then.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Okay, so you have to go up to the currency exchange and get your cash or check like everybody.
Currency exchange positive. This dude.
I remember having to do that back when I was 16 at like Kitty Land.
Your parents know where you're at. All right. So, yeah, banks were different back then. That stuff wasn't readily available. Everywhere you've been in the last week would have cashed that check for you. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Everywhere?
Mm-hmm.
How does that work? So I just give them the check?
Let me think of the weirdest place I cashed a check at.
And they trusted it?
Head shop.
So scammers must have been...
No, because it's going to be a printed... It's not going to be like a handwritten check. It'll still be a payroll check. And it'll have the company's name on it. And it's got all their information to make that check payable. And, like... They cashed it.
That's how Leonardo DiCaprio got y'all.
Yeah, I bet your ass. With them fucking pulling them off the ends of the models and sliding them. Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand how he was the first one to think of that.
For a minute. Eventually, they came up with an actual... So, on the bottom of your check, there's two sets of numbers. The ABA routing number, which identifies your branch of your bank, and then your actual account number. So, what eventually ended up happening is they created very simple digital systems where you could verify the routing number. You can fucking... If a bank was in question, the cashier would be like, hold on, I need to go do a couple things. And she'd go to another room and call the bank, verify funds. Hey, I got a check from such and such for the amount of such and such and such. I just need to verify that they have the funds available, and the bank would tell you yes or no. Yep, they got it in there. You should be good. Okay, thanks. And then they cash the check.
Okay, but the amount of people that need to cash their check, they would go back there and do that to every single person.
Liquor stores were your most popular places to cash checks. Any Friday night normal establishment, like Best Buy or Blockbuster wasn't going to cash your check, but certainly wasn't. But like certainly every gas station you went to would. The place you got your cigarettes from would. Walmart would. Schnucks, Kroger, all those right there at the cash register, they'd cash your check, and there would be a little sign up, $3 fee for cashing payroll checks.
Yeah. Okay. That's wild. Wow.
Is the way it's done. And now I don't know where you'd go to cash a payroll check.
Yeah, that's why you laughed about the currency exchange.
Yeah, because I'm like, I've never been one of those.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that's about. I know they have them on St. Charles Rock Road, but it was like, ooh, I ain't going in there. The fuck's with the bars?
Right. You know what they were for,
dude. I wouldn't even go for if I needed a cashier's, not cashier's check. What's the other one? The one you can get from like Western Union. It's like guaranteed pay or whatever. Money order. That's it. Yeah, like you can get those everywhere. Right.
Now.
And sometimes they were free if you were cashing your check.
It would just give you a money order.
They'd just print them out right there. They'd be like, okay, so your check's $500. You want a money order for $125. Here's your total. You're getting $375 back. Oh, we're charging $3, so it'll be $372.
Yeah. They used to do that at the correct system. That's what you want.
Yeah, but they were always going to charge you a couple bucks because everybody would do it. Why wouldn't you? It was from an accounting standpoint, it's free money.
Yeah. It's
just you're exchanging cash for a check that's going to take a couple days, and you made $3 off every one of those. If 100 people come through, $300. Free money. And you gave them cash right there that they could spend with you.
Right.
Yeah. You'd be dumb not to do that. Everybody was able to do that back in the day. I cashed a couple checks for people at Vape Shop, at Vape Inc. Regulars, yeah. Somebody come in and be like, dude, I have to go cash this check. And I'm like, why you got a check? Blah, 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 whatever. Give it here. Sign it over to me. Yep, here's your money. What do you want? And I just deposited it. Bank didn't care. Whatever. No, I didn't give a shit.
Very trusted.
It was different. Yeah. Well, you know, to have a business, we had a business account.
Yeah.
So, like, even if your check turned out to be bad, my account was going to cover it, so the bank didn't care. They'd just be like, hey, that check bounced.
You'll just be
no
out.
worries, though. We just took it out of your account. All right, now you can hit the button.
Got what you're looking for. TV 20.
KTZO, Stereo TV 20.
I'm not from San Francisco.
Stereo TV.
Well, that's about
Jesus
all the time we
fucking
have.
Christ. It's like the fucking Family Guy thing. And here's Conway 20. Oh, that's it.
Purple and blue.
We made it through.
No. All right.
All right, I will take it back away from you. All right, well, we went off on multiple tangents. By we, I mean me. Thank you for being a part of it, Errol.
Yes, thank you. First one down. Appreciate you guys for watching. Checking us out.
We will be going on this whimsical adventure through the 80s and 90s, so Errol can just see how weird things got.
I enjoy it all.
We will eagerly anticipate the arrival of Purple.
Right.
Followed by his close friend Teal.
Maybe get some commercials that I actually remember and have seen before.
If you happen to make it to the end of this video, wake up. Wake up. But yeah, we're gonna go on some more of these. So this will be up on our platform. Check it out. We appreciate you guys hanging out. If you did enjoy it, please give us a thumbs up. We'll be back with some more crazy Grimy Poplitics stuff. Anything you'd like to add, Errol?
I don't know, man. See you next time.
Fuck yeah. Thanks, guys. I'm Josh.
I'm Errol.
That was Grimy Poplitics. Later.